Well, the sea lions have a cancer that's really similar to some cancers that we see in people. So we're trying to understand how and why these sea lions have such a high rate of cancer, in case it can give us some insight into understanding human cancer.
We're going to do blood, check flipper site, and just see if there's anything else going on, and then standard length, and then we should be out done.
When the sea lions first arrive at the hospital, they have swollen hind flippers, and they're really lethargic, they're in pain, and sometimes they're actually partially paralyzed. So as this disease it's so painful and it's progressive and fatal, we can't treat it, but we can learn from this disease.
That was Dr. Frances Gulland, senior scientist at the Marine Mammal Center. She spent the last 25 years trying to figure out why California sea lions have one of the highest rates of cancer of any animal on Earth, including humans. I'm Giancarlo Rulli at the Marine Mammal Center, and this is Sentinels of the Sea, a show about what we've learned from over 40 years of rescuing seals and sea lions. Scientists at the Marine Mammal Center first documented cancer in sea lions back in 1978. Since that first case, we've been collecting data and tissue samples, contributing to an enormous bank of information.
As we began to get results in on the first part of our study, it was clear that this disease is multifactorial and that we needed more expertise than we have here at the Marine Mammal Center. So to address that, we developed a consortium, which we now call the Sea Lion Cancer Consortium, which brings together experts from different universities, different institutions, and even different countries to work all on this one sea lion cancer.
Researchers are looking into 3 factors that could cause cancer in sea lions: viruses, sea lion genetics, and contaminants in the environment. Dr. Alyssa Deming is a veterinarian who is focusing on the first factor, viruses. She's looking at one specific virus that she thinks might hold the key to understanding cancer in sea lions.
So these herpes viruses have basically figured out a way to prevent cell death and to encourage cell division, and that in turn eventually can turn into cancer.
Called odorine herpes virus 1, this specific strain is similar to the one that's found in cancerous tumor tissues in humans. In a typical lab setting, we might infect a lab rat with a person's cancer cells as part of a study. But since the virus is so similar to sea lions and people, we don't have to use a lab rat. Instead, we can study the disease as it's naturally occurring in sea lions, which can actually help us understand how cancer progresses in humans too. But how do these viruses cause cancer? Well, viruses like to mutate, and when they mutate, it can change their genetic makeup. Dr. Deming is exploring whether those genetic changes are what's allowing the cancer to develop. She's finished a 3-year study of sea lions that have been patients at the center to try and better understand how the cancer developed.
There's another type of genetic research being done too. Think about your own family and the diseases you're predisposed to through your family tree. You might have a higher likelihood of getting cancer or another disease simply because of your genetic makeup. So the same is true in sea lions. Some sea lions might be more likely to get cancer just because of their own family tree.
But what about the third area of cancer research, contaminants in the environment? Well, when a California sea lion dies, our scientists can measure their exposure to carcinogens, or cancer-causing elements, by looking at their blubber. Where are they being exposed to these carcinogens? Well, think about the toxic chemicals of yesteryear, like DDTs and PCBs. Even though they've been out of use for years, these carcinogenic or cancer-causing pollutants remain in the environment for a very long time. These toxic chemicals move into the food chain, where they're ingested by small specimens in the water, which are then eaten by fish and then eaten by California sea lions. The toxins build up in the sea lion's blubber, where they start to cause damage within the sea lion's body. Even worse still, the chemicals can be passed down from mom to pup during birth.
As a veterinarian, it's alarming that California sea lions with cancer also have high levels of pollutant in their blubber. And we're all working to better understand that relationship. You know, the big question is whether sea lions already were more likely to get cancer due to its family history, or if these toxins are playing a role.
Deming will be publishing the results of her study on viruses later this year. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. We need to continue this critical research and collaborate with human cancer doctors to find patterns to help discover the link between sea lions and ourselves. Find out how you can support the center's work by visiting our website, marinemammalcenter.org. Thanks for listening. This podcast was recorded at Strawberry Hill Productions in Novato, California. strawberryhillproductions.com